Yo, it's like, what time is it? It's like almost 4 in the morning. It is hella fucking cold right now. Like, it's cold. It's so cold the deep froze off. It's just cold. So something happened tonight. And like, I totally like appreciate this person. Like, I really do. And like their position on things and their intuition and stuff, but this is not even the first time, excuse me, how this happened. And like, I mean, like I've had it happen with a lot of things, but you know, I think that a lot of people would like prey on people's like lack of confidence. Sorry, my dog just like popped her head up and she's like all covered by the blanket. It's funny. Super cute. She's like, shut up, I'm trying to sleep. But like people would prey on other people's lack of confidence. And like there's a difference between entertaining something and questioning yourself. And like questioning your power. Like people that like don't know how to stand in their power and be confident, they will be taken as fools. And like it's fine if somebody thinks I'm a fool, but like I don't really care. It's none of my business what other people think and say about me. It's really none of my business. I don't really care. But a lot of people would what's the word? Would take advantage of people's lack of confidence. Or like, if somebody's, and this is something that I know a lot of people suffer from, a lack of confidence. And it's a big deal. And the problem, I wouldn't say the problem, the challenge with being confident, oh my gosh, versus being cocky is it's hard to discern that sometimes. Like, I mean, not for people who have like, well-developed discernment. It's not difficult at all. However, a lot of the time confidence can come off as pride or like cockiness. And the fact of the matter is they're very different things. People who are cocky and or like toxic confidence, it's always coming from their ego. Always. It's never a well-developed sense of self. Like it's not, or it's like an overdeveloped sense of self. Anyway, but like it can come off as that. I think sometimes. Um, and really the only way to tell the difference if you are not really good at discerning things like that, if your discernment and your relationship with the Holy Spirit is not well developed, you're gonna have trouble discerning whether somebody is cocky or confident, like like rightly so confident. And the way that you can tell, or one of the ways that you can tell, is by how much love they spread. Like, are they out there spreading like fear, or is it love? Are they out there telling people to have faith in themselves or telling them to fear themselves? And that is that's a huge way to be able to tell the difference between somebody who's cocky, like without good reason, and somebody who's confident because they worked for it. Is do they choose fear or love as their guide? This is a huge tell. And the more somebody encourages other people, excuse me, and spreads love, especially versus fear. Like fear is not something that should be spread. It's probably like the worst virus ever known to any species or being ever. It's just not good for anyone. Hands down, terrible thing. So it's a really good way to be able to tell the difference. If you're not good at discerning it, which a lot of people, their discernment is crap. I mean, they try, and their intuition is good, but their discerning of spirits is crap. They do not know how to differentiate between, what is so obvious to those who dwell with the Holy Spirit. And no, I will say it again. I've said it a bunch of times. I'll say it a million more times or more, maybe. It's not about religion. It's about the relationship with God, which starts with your relationship with yourself. Period. It starts with yourself. And once you get to know the God, lowercase g, within yourself, you don't have a hard time understanding God, the creator, uppercase G. They're different, and I think that I'll always maintain that there is a God. I think that's always going to work for me. And my love for Christ, I will never turn on that. Even if I came face to face with the multidimensional beings that are called Jesus or are called God, I would still be like, yeah, I'm still down with that though. Like, I'm still cool with believing that. And it's not about any kind of dogma. It's not kind of about any kind of religion at all. Not at all. I subscribe to none of that. Um, and yet I still maintain that it's the most important relationship that I ever had with anyone ever. The person of the Holy Spirit, which is very much a person, has carried me through more difficult and like really horribly destructive times in my life. And it delivered me on the other end safely, intact, and even joyful. And that's possible for all of us. And it's freely given to us. People getting stuck in all these thoughts about, this and the other thing. Like, I don't, like God is the best magician ever, the best physician, the best magician, um, the best comforter, the best everything, like just the best. So, you know, I know that a lot of people like have all their eggs in one basket, so to speak, and it's either with God on this kind of like fanatical, like religious sense of things, or it seems to be like the other side of that. It's like this very dualistic thinking, that like God doesn't, you know, meet our personal needs, or maybe that God is not relevant in our modern times, or that, kind of hurt tickling my face, or that maybe God doesn't understand us because we're so individualistic, and it's just like, what? I mean, God is just as relevant today as he has ever been or will ever be. Um, there's a reason why God is mocked, and all of that. And a huge part of that is to keep you away from God, to keep you from discovering his true nature. And I'm just slopping a gender on it. You could switch it, his, her, it doesn't matter. It's helpful, like if you have daddy issues or mommy issues, and I'm not making fun, I'm saying this completely out of 100% love. It's helpful if you go with the parent that you were like less abused by. True. So like if you have like terrible daddy issues, you might want to call God and your mother. You know what I'm saying? It works that way. It does. And it's a less resistance way to get to know God more quickly, because a lot of that resistance we're creating, it's not created by anything else. So, in order to not create resistance in the idea of God, like go with the parent because it's very much like a parent relationship. It really is. But anyway, you know, anyway, excuse me. It's so cold. Like, I'm really not sleeping very well. I should curl up with my dog. She's my witwug, my heater. But when you start to realize why God has been like kept away from us, or like why God has been lied about so much and mistaken for like all these different things that he really isn't, you start to realize like how the Matrix, so to speak, the net has trapped us here, and part of the way that it's trapped us here is by not is by sowing all these lies about God. That's one of the ways. I mean, a huge, huge, huge way that we've been kept away from God and from like understanding the truth about Him. Because once you understand the truth about God, you don't have all those questions anymore. Like it's, it all makes perfect sense, and like you start seeing, you can see beyond the religion of it. You can see beyond the dogma of it, because truly religion and dogma and all this shit has nothing to do with God. Nothing at all. It's been done in God's name, but that's what humans do. That's not what God does. So, food for thought. Anyway, don't exploit others, like, potential lack of for confidence for money and shit like that. It's crappy. And like, anyway, I hope y'all, that there was somebody who tried to do that to me tonight. It's all right. It's okay. I mean, the thing is, excuse me, is that most people don't have that confidence that I have, so they will fall in that trap and be like, oh my God, what if there is a curse? Or what if there is, something that I can't do myself or whatever? And like, I would just encourage people, all people, to have confidence in themselves. It's not an easy thing to do. It is, although it is simple to attain, it's not easy to attain. I would just encourage people to be confident in themselves, because when you're not, other people can and they will take advantage of you if you let them. And I know that's kind of a hard pill to swallow, about the difference between, allowing someone and what people do to us, like what people force on us. But like, I don't know, that's the whole law of attraction thing. That's still, it's hard. It's hard. It would be really hard to explain to another human being. But still, even when things are forced on us, it's law of attraction. Anyway, vibe high, and excuse me, love, blessings, and compassion to everyone. Literally, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. No one's gonna do it for us.